Okay, so I'm going to attempt to show you how to make a page similar to this using the Project Life Only app, and I did fumble around a little bit while I was recording these, so I will try to walk you through it, but there will be some things where I go back and make mistakes. So I started off by just pulling up that picture that was on the back of actually another one, that way I didn't have to make a new one, and saving it to my camera roll. And then I'm going to open up a new collage page. So it's going to be a 12 by 12, and I'm going to change it so that it is the, let's see, I think I did the 3 by 3 square to begin with. And it took me a while to figure out where it was because I can never find anything when I'm looking for it. Oh no, I just used that one just to make it a little bit smaller. So then I'm going to save that to my camera roll. Okay. And really you could use the one that was 2 by 2, the big squares, so 4 big squares on there instead, which I think I pull up next as another option. Then I'm going to open another one, and I am going to pull that in. And so that's the first way that you can do it, actually. You can either just leave it there and not add that little photo that has the reddish purplish background around it. So that could be done right there. You don't have to do anything else. Or you could use another app to add that over the top of the page that we just made. But this is another way of doing it. So I'm going to bring in a photo into the middle of that 3 by 3, and this picture just gets me tickled because I'm going to use it like a million times in this video because it was just easily available. So I'm going to change my color palette to whatever color palette you want. I just picked out a similar shade, and then you're going to save that to your camera roll. Okay. And then I'm going to change that back to white. Okay, and then we're going to pull in the picture that we just saved to our camera roll. But of course, because I'm filming on my phone and probably have a million other apps going at the same time, it didn't want to pull it up. So I saved it again because it didn't show up. And I thought, okay, yes, I definitely clicked the save button that time, turned it back to white, went to put it in, still not there. All right, so when this happens, I just open my Photos app and it will usually come up. There they are. I saved it both times. I wasn't sure the first time. So I'm going to pull that in, and then I'm going to bring this to like wherever you want. So this is going to be a square photo. I should have pulled it out a whole lot more to make that border a little bit thinner. And then I opened it in Pick Tap Go and changed it. I used the crop tool to twist it. I don't know what's the best way of saying that. Twisting it, yeah. And so then I am going to add back a white border on there. And I am just thinking through this because I can't remember exactly how I did that because it was like 4 years ago, that I made that page. And for some reason, that folder is mysteriously gone out of my Project Life. I don't know. It's not on my iPad and it's not on my phone. So don't know what happened to it. No big deal. I have it all backed up somewhere, but just wasn't readily available. Okay. If you go to the Project 12 May overlays, there is one that has a white background that will add it at a tilt. So you actually have to do this in a 3 by 4 square, and I couldn't remember whether it was a 4 by 6 or a 3 by 4. So I'm trying it in the 4 by 6. It didn't work, so I needed to bring it down to the 3 by 4. I had changed back to design A on the layout so that I was able to do that. Pull up that little guy, and I realized I twisted it the wrong way. Okay, so let's go back to Pick Tap Go. No big deal, we'll fix it. And I'm going to twist it. Okay, and so This is a 3x4. My little thing is, and I twisted it too far, so we're going to twist it back. My picture is square. I coulda, woulda, shoulda used a 3x4 square at the very beginning. That would have helped. So it's not perfect. I would have messed with it a whole lot more if I really wanted it to be perfect, but you understand what I'm saying. So we've got this. We're going to put it back in that big squared away that has the big square in the middle. And the thing that I don't like about this overlay is that it leaves like the tiniest little outline around the edge of that square. And I'll show you a way that I fixed that. But then it didn't save to my camera roll. Again, I couldn't get it to pull up, but this, I promise, it does work. Okay, so saving this to my camera roll, I believe a child was talking to me while I was trying to do this as well. Okay, so we're going to get that saved. And then you can bring it back in and pinch it in closer to get rid of that little line. Okay, that makes sense? Because I do not like the line. So here we go. Yep. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to see, didn't save, now it popped up, pull that same thing in. Now the thing about this is you're going to, and oops, I pulled the wrong thing in. You're going to lose a little bit of resolution, but could you see that little red line going around it? Well, the color of the background there, that wine color, just trying to get rid of it. So then you're going to save that. And then you could just, this is where it gets funny because I just used the same picture because it was the first one that I had on there. You could just use that and then put different photos, not the same photo, all the way around it. And there you go. There's a page. So that's another way of doing this. If you really want the little colorful outlined picture. And you can do any color in the entire app. That's what's so cool about this. And then there's another, that one that we used at the very beginning, you can use actually the opposite of that is what I'm going to pull up next. And that looks really cute too. So you can make the middle square bigger. Okay, so it goes all the way up to the side. I just changed the layout. And then you can, you know, zoom in on this, pull it down to that bottom right-hand corner so that it looks like it's just kind of laying over the top of that. So that's another option. And you can, once again, not use the same photo for every single square, but just an example. Okay. And then another way, I think I pulled up maybe. I think I'm just kind of looking around here because I was trying to think of other ways that you could potentially do this. So I kind of quit and then I thought, oh, yes, okay, here's yet another way that you could do this. So we're going to go back to the big square, yep, in the center with all the little squares around it. Bring our photo in, our imperfect photo, and I grabbed the one that has the little line, so I'm trying to get rid of the line. Okay, so that's actually what I was trying to do with this, again, was to try to get one that didn't have a line on it once more, because I don't know if it didn't save or what's going on with my phone, only because I'm trying to record a video that it's not doing what I want it to. Murphy's Law, right? Okay, so this is like level 3 of that page. So instead, we're going to go to the 3x3 right there. Okay, so 9 squares. You're going to move that to the center. Okay, bring that up. And I have it a little too tightly squeezed in there, but I should have had a thinner line to begin with. Like we talked about, the color a little bit thinner. And then we're going to pull up that one that I had at the very beginning, okay? And I'm just going to resize it to fit into these corners. So I have it just a little bit too big right there. Once again, if I was doing this for real, I would make sure it was a whole lot more perfect. So I'm going to try to, yep, there we go, get it just a little bit better positioned there. Try to get right to the edge. And then we're going to go above that, bring in the exact same photo, bring it up, and I'm just going to try to match that cute little blondie's face, the edges of that picture. I had it over just a little too far, so I'm going to tinker with it until I get them exactly the same size. And then I'm just going to pull that down all the way. And I brought in the big picture. I needed to have brought in the small picture so that I could pull it down all the way. That's what I just did right there. I fixed that. Okay, so we're going to zoom in so that it's the same size of square. And then we're going to go down to the other side and pull in that one last square of that crazy lady, cute little blonde girl. And line up. I'm looking at that top picture and lining it up to make sure that they're the same size, and then just scooting it over. Okay, and there you have it. There is the closest that you can get using the app only to that photo that I shared earlier today. All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.